Happy Thursday, money getters. What's good? It's your girl, MMG, also known as the Mommy Money Getter. Guys, I have a great show for you guys today. We have a lot to talk about. We're going to be discussing Peach McIntyre, Charlie Kirk, and Cardi B and her new baby announcement, plus her album drops today. That's what I really want to get into. We're also going to be talking about David Deford. I don't know. It's a weird spelling, but he's also a weirdo. Because if nothing else comes to light from this scandal that he's going through, he was living foul. And we're going to get into all that. So come on in, everybody, come on in. Hey, Butterfly, how are you doing today? I seen you came in. And guys, when you come in, please hit the like button for me. That helps me out in the algorithm. And it lets me know if you like your girl. Are you feeling your girl or what? Um, I got a lot to done today. Let me just say that. I have a lot to do, but I'm already getting a lot done. I did work out today. Yes, I do work out. And I had some business calls to make. I had a meeting today, a one-on-one with my girl Yo Yo. I'm in a part of Streamers University, and along with a few other lovely ladies like Butterfly, Family Vlogs and Lifestyle, who is the first to join today's live, and a few other Jazzy. She's Daily Sips with Jazzy Deneen. I'm not sure if you know those ladies, but check them out if you are. Definitely support them. They support me, and I support them as well. And that's what Streamers University is all about. Yo Yo, she's doing really great on her channel, Entertainment You Love, and she's also doing really great at supporting us up and coming content creators as well. Um, Today, she gave me some feedback on how I'm doing over here, as well as share some tips with me. Her Streamers University is really value based, very economical. We didn't pay a lot at all, but you have to learn more about that when she has her next Streamers University or when she does the next thing, because I feel like I got a deal. I don't know if that's because I'm VIP. I don't know. So I don't want to start telling her whole business thing, but I do want to tell you whatever it costs. Nobody's giving out what she's giving. No one is giving one-on-ones, plus weekly meetings, plus sending you emails and tips to let you know you're doing a good job or to let you know where you can do better at, right? Absolutely. Thank you, Butterfly. I love your hair too. I noticed that you switched it up. I like how you had it before as well, but I am feeling the new color as well, the ombre, the black and the burgundy. I'm really into my burgundy today. And I'm also really into the lip bar lippies. Guys, I want you guys to check out the lip bar. They sell it at Target. They also have it at Amazon, and it is black owned. Okay, but I've been wearing these lippies for like 2 years. Yesterday I had on burgundy to match my hair. It's called Rebel. Today I am wearing, what am I wearing? I forget the name, but I'll let you guys know all about that. You can check out that when you check out the description. It's all linked there if you want to get into these beautiful colors. What I like about the lip bar is whatever color you see is what you get. Whatever's in the tube is what you get. As a brown girl, sometimes I'm reticent to purchase different lippies because they don't look the same as they do in the bottle on my lips. Well, these lippies are highly pigmented. They are vegan, and if you look at my storefront, if you go to check out the different lippies, and they also have concealer, which I'm also wearing, and other makeup products, but they will show you how the lip color will look on you. So I love it. And I have dark lips as well. So it just, look. So I'm just switching it up. It's winter. I like to wear reds, but I'm trying to, go with something different. Hey, M3. Thank you so much, Butterfly. She says the hair is serving, and she likes the hair and lip color combo. Um, I was showering today, so I put it up, and then I was like, you know what? I'll just leave it up. So, M3, how's your day going? What is going on with you today? Kamaria, come here for a second. Can you hand me those lip bar lippies? One of them is purple, one of them is red. Um, Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So yeah, here it is. This one is, I don't think this is the one. Is it Prima Donna? Okay. This one is actually Prima Donna, guys. And see, it looks the same way in the tube that it does on my lips. So that's why I love it. And then I had this one on yesterday. It matches my hair. It's called Rebel. And they're very, I used to wear only MAC lippies, but now I changed to the lip bar because they're only like, they're less than $20. You put it on and it stays on. It's not going anywhere. So, um, if you head over to my Amazon storefront, they're all there. All the colors are there. And of course, I do get a percentage when you do buy. So please check out the lip bar lippies for me. It will help me out and it will help me get a little change for these lives that I'm doing. And plus, you're going to look cute. That's the most important thing. You're going to look cute. All right, now. Hey, Ryan, how are you doing today? I'm doing good, bro. Glad that you all are in here with me. I appreciate you guys for showing up and hitting that like button. We're going to have a good show today. We're going to talk about Peach McIntyre and her new change. It looks like she's going to be a preacher soon, and she is turning over a new leaf, hopefully. So we're going to talk about that today. I hope that this is not a game for her. I hope she really is going to become a Christian and start going to church. Kudos to you, Peach. It looks like these daily talks, these daily big sister slash auntie, because I think I'm old enough to be your auntie, maybe. I don't know, but it looks like these daily conversations are getting somewhere with you. Also, we're going to be talking about Charlie Kirk. Yes, I'm diving in. I'm a little scared to touch the subject because so many people are losing their jobs, losing their channels. So we got to tread lightly. But no, I do have some good things to talk about Charlie as well. We can always find the good things, even in topics and subjects that are controversial, that we may feel like are too, that like we don't want to touch, too political, too, I don't know, whatever. But we can talk about that too. And I know you guys have a lot of opinions on that, as does everybody. I hope she does change her mindset as well, Ryan. Like, she needs much prayer. We all need much prayer, don't we? None of us are perfect. We all fall short of the glory of God. None of us have a right to judge somebody else and condemn them, right? So I try not to condemn her. We do have fun and we do have a key, about her antics, but I try not to come down too hard on her because she is young and um, God sure is being patient with her. Let's talk about it. So who do you guys want to talk about first? We're also going to talk about Cardi B's new album that's dropping. I know Mama M3, I know you can't wait to talk about Cardi B's new album that's coming out. I'm going to stay up until 12. I'm going to listen to it front and back. Okay, because tomorrow, I said I was going to do a review Saturday, but where's my brain? I'm thinking the album drops Friday night, but it drops tonight. So I'll be able to go live. Do you guys want to go live and listen to the album together? Or talk about the album together at 9 o'clock tonight? It'll be 12 o'clock Eastern, but I'll do it. I will do it. If you guys say you want to, let me know in the chat. Let me know if you want to review Cardi's album with me. Of course, because we don't want to do any copyright issues. Let's do, like, you guys, hopefully you have like a music service. I have YouTube's music service, so I can listen to it um, ad free. So I don't know if the whole album will be on YouTube. I'm sure it will because she wants those streams. looks like we're going to be talking about Cardi first. So let's talk about Cardi B. Cardi B just recently went on Gayle King's, well, not her show. She did an interview with Gayle King, and she did finally um, reveal that she is having a baby, which is her right to do so on her own time, right? And at the same time, might as well get the most bang for her buck. She is dropping her new album, as I said, tonight. And why not make you wait? Why not make you guess? I mean, her album is called Am I the Drama, after all. If it were me and I have an album coming out, or whatever I have coming out, I'm a star, I'm a celeb, I'm not telling nobody nothing until I'm good and ready. First of all, I don't care if I'm big as day, 9 months about to drop. If I don't want to say I'm pregnant, I'm not saying I'm pregnant. Secondly, if my baby that's coming can help me get a little bit more publicity, a little bit more eyeballs on what I have going on, then that's exactly what I'm doing. She's playing this whole rollout to the T, okay? Um, and she's using social media, but she's also not just posting, okay, my album's coming out, right? I don't think a lot of people realize how social media works. It's a different day. It's a different day. What's good, entertainment you love? Thanks for tuning in. How are you doing? I know how you're doing. I talked to you already. You're doing good, just like me. um, but it's a different day. It used to be that artists would have singles come out, videos come out, and then people would get excited about their album based on the singles. The radio would play it. You would look on BET, MTV, you could VH1 and see their videos. That was a promo for their videos. They might do a few late night shows, like, what was it at the time? Uh, Tonight with, who was it? David Letterman and that other guy with the chin. Guys, help me out. You know I can't. You know I can't get anything right. What was his name? He recently had an incident. I hope he's okay. But they would go do the talk show circuit, the nightly talk show circuits, and they would sell their albums, right? And you had to actually have good music back in the day. Today, your music could just be a TikTok hit, right? You can pay a couple of TikTokers to promote your song, to make up a dance and promote your song. You can do a few stunts, and TMZ reports it. You get all over the blogs. You pay the bloggers to plan a story with the blogs, and people are so interested in you that if you have a album coming out or you have a song that sounds halfway decent, you can get it going. And then, if you sell a few albums, you do. If you don't, oh well, there's always touring. I'm not saying that about Cardi B, but what I've heard recently, I'm not excited to hear the album just based off of what I've heard so far. Jimmy Kimmel wasn't around back in the day for us. I don't know how old you are, Ryan, but Jimmy Kimmel got his show taken. It wasn't him, right? Jimmy Kimmel? Jimmy Kimmel. We're going to talk about that too when we get to the Charlie Kirk segment of my Hot Topic show. Um, yeah, they just canceled him. Hi, Cayenne K. Cayenne K. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Thanks for subscribing. I always appreciate new subscriber, as well as the OG money getters. I appreciate you guys as well. We got a lot to talk about, but are you guys excited for Cardi's new album? Put a one in the chat. I need to see the ones go up if you are excited to hear Cardi B's new album. I want to see a two in the chat if you don't care, and a three if no, you don't want to hear it. You're not a fan, you don't want to hear it. So take your pick. One, for I can't wait for Cardi to drop tonight. Two, I could care less. I'm not, I don't care one way or the other. And three, H to the no. I'm not listening to that album. Hey, keep pushing forward. How are you doing today? I'm doing great, thank you. Hey, Daily Sis with Jazzy J. I was just talking about you guys earlier. Um, my cohorts in Streamers University. I just did a plug for you, Yo-Yo. Of course I did. Um, I think if you have it again, I don't care if how far along I am. I don't care if I have a million followers. I'm doing it because it's just so fun to do it with everybody and to cheer everybody on, to support everybody, and to also get that support. It's just fun. It's a good way to network. If you guys haven't done it, once again, if you guys are thinking about it, and it doesn't matter. I know some people feel like, well, I don't have enough followers. Well, you get to rub elbows with those of us who are up and coming and who have gotten further along, as well as bounce ideals off of each other. So don't feel like, oh, I don't have enough followers to do this. I don't have enough um, experience. Nobody's gonna like me. Listen, when I started off with Streamers University in June, I was barely doing lives. I've been doing lives ever since. And look at all the homies I have in my chat now. I used to have like one, two people. It was so sad. Sad little MMG. Sad, sad, sad. All right, I can't see. Let me look on my other phone because I cannot see the truck. And I see people coming in, and I'm sure, more than sure that I missed a few of you. Cardi did drop a little clip. She has a song coming out with Kehlani as well. Well, not a song because the whole album is dropping tonight, but a video. Um, a lot of these musicians are not releasing videos. The videos aren't helping their bottom dollar, or their bottom line, rather. Videos are actually an added expense that takes away from what they are doing. So, Nicki Minaj didn't release any videos with her Pink Friday release in, what was that, 2024. A lot of people are eager to see how much Cardi sells because Nicki Minaj is the one to beat. The one to beat right now. Her last album, I think it was 228K in sales, and everybody else that came out of her came after her didn't even come close. Many of the rappers, like female rappers like Glorilla, she had like 69K. Megan Thee Stallion had maybe 60K, and everybody else was just very abysmal. They're not selling at all. So, and they're dropping lots of videos, and they're still not selling. So, yeah, it's crazy. But I did like Ring. Ring, the song Cardi B did with Kalani on her first album of Invasion of Privacy. I like that song the most out of probably any other song because I thought a lot of her album was very, very raunchy. So, I didn't really like it too much, but I did like Ring, and then that was like a single on the radio. And I love Kehlani. Kehlani, her voice is so beautiful. It's like she can't really sing anything and it not sound good. Everything she drops, I really like, especially her old stuff. And she has out a new single now, Folded, that's doing really good, and it's top 40 on Billboard right now. So I want to hear the full song that Cardi did with Kalani. She also has two songs with Summer Walker, and I've been waiting on Summer Walker at the door. Summer, you on everybody else stuff. Where's your album? The last song you put out was last year, talking about only thing that's saving you. That was last year. Like, where's your new stuff out? You made an album announcement. I thought your album was ready to go. So, Summer, you out here playing around on Cardi's album. You need to drop your album. So, hopefully those sound good. Hi, Giuliano. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for the compliment. Offset showing shade. He said getting pregnant by another man while still pregnant is crazy. Or but while still married. But how can he talk? All those baby mamas he had, being with somebody else while your girl sleeping with another woman, while your wife is pregnant with your child is also crazy, Offset. I mean, who knows what you could have exposed your wife to? You're married to the number two rapper, and at the time, very hot, like fire rapper, Cardi was everywhere. Why would you need to sleep with another woman? I don't know why men do these things. It's like they already have the world at home, and then they want to go out and go pick, like my grandmother used to say, pick sh blank blank with the chickens. Crazy. And cheating, child. They don't like, nope. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the at all. I think it's all for promotion too. It's all drama. It's all drama. That's why Cardi outside with it and dropped the news about baby number 4. It's all about to help her sales. Absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if Cardi didn't get pregnant on purpose. It worked with her first album. I mean, like I said, these celebs are, they're playing stunts. I mean, look at the Peach McIntyres, right? Don't think for a moment that these celebs don't realize that they have to compete with these social media stars. This guy David, he has like 3.1 million TikTok followers, and I've never heard of him till until this scandal. We'll get into him later, but that's what's happening. People are amassing social media followers in the millions. That's how Cardi even came to be. That's how she even got to where she is. She wasn't a rapper; she was a stripper, and she amassed a large social media following. Then she went to Love and Hip Hop, and now she's a rapper and a social media influencer. I mean, Cardi knows the game. She knows how to get people talking, excuse me, and she knows how to keep her name buzzing. I think that's kind of like why these other celebs are starting to be seen more. A lot of celebs that came out in the 80s and especially the 90s, like Beyonce, Chris Brown, Nicki Minaj, they still want to play coy. They think they're Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston. Absolutely not. The fans are not having that today. You have to show up and show out. Okay, they want to see you. They want to hear about your business. They want to know about the man you're dating. They want to know about your babies. They want to see it all. And if you're not willing to show it, then you're not going to be as influential as the ones who are. Rihanna knew how to play that game, and she played it well. Um, and as such, she hasn't dropped an album since she started with Fenty Cosmetics and her Savage by Rihanna line. She's a billionaire now, I think 2 times over. Now she's just having her babies and kicking it. She'll come out with a little tutorial every now and again. She'll do her big one every now and again, but she don't do too much. She doesn't have to. She built her community. And Beyonce has fans, but she doesn't really have a community of supporters. That's why she has such a hard time selling. I asked you guys yesterday, my live cut off early, but I asked you guys yesterday, how well do you think Cardi will do? I think at least 150K. If she does more than Nicki, I would not be shocked. She has a lot of fans just like Nicki does, but I don't see her outselling Nicki just because people are not buying albums, and why would they? You could hear them for free on these streaming services. It would take a lot of dedicated people to buy her album and play it that much. I don't know. Outside did okay. It's still, I think it landed number 10 when it came out, and it's still been on the chart since, but it's like number 96. But Imaginary Players didn't even hit the charts. So we'll see. Bodega Batty has been, people have been interested to hear the complete um, complete track to Bodega Batty. I would think that's what she would have put out. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Hey Dash, thanks for tuning in, especially from South Africa. Thanks for tuning in. What time is it in South Africa? Is it still Thursday? Who else do I have in here with me? I think Cardi should have just had a fun fling with the boyfriend versus. I think so too. Um, how did I have a moderator just handle this? I don't even have a moderator. Um, exactly, yo. That's why a lot of celebrities are on social media right now. Hey, Shirley McKnight, thanks for tuning in. Hi, the lazy one, thanks for tuning in. And thank you all to everybody who came in and hit the like button. Um, but the likes don't match the views. I mean, come on, can we make that match? I mean, for me, I mean, please, y'all not feeling me? What? Y'all don't got love for Death Row? Let it be known then. No, just playing. Um, and also, thank you to all my new subscribers and those of you who have subscribed during the live. I appreciate you guys. But like I said, I'll be back if you guys want me to. But I didn't hear anybody say, let's do a review tonight. So I don't know. I might just do my review. I might just do a video. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I'll go live with that. I don't know if I feel like Cardi B's important enough to my channel. You know what I mean? Like if the money getters, I don't know if you guys are really care enough. I'm sure she's important enough to her fans and important enough to somebody, but I mean, and she is important. We all are important, but I mean, like if her music, the album that she's dropping, I don't know if money getters care enough. I'm a fan of music. I'm a fan of hip hop, so I will be listening just for the sake of doing my review. If nothing else, if I like something, a couple of, and I want to hear it more, I'm going to see, would I listen to any, would I be reviewing her album, how I'll be reviewing it is based on how good does it sound on first listen. Would I want to listen to it a second time? Would I want to listen to it on repeat? Okay. And I'll also be checking out the producers. I'll be listening to for the background singers. I'll be looking at the writers. Cardi likes to toy with us and pretend that she writes her own albums, but or her own songs, but we know that she doesn't. We know Party is doing it also. I'll also be letting you know if Party did a good job with this album. All right, guys. Let me know. You want to talk about Peach next, or do you want to talk about this guy, David? David is a TikToker. He's like 20 years old. Since I'm explaining him, I might as well talk about him. David is a TikToker who's like 20 years old, and he spells his name D4vd. And they recently found his car, and it had an unalive person in the trunk. And how it happened was, I guess his car was somewhere parked, and they towed it. And when it got to the tow yard, they kept smelling something, so they called law enforcement out, and they checked, and there was someone in the trunk cut up into pieces. Now, let's just start there. So David is also on tour. He's a singer. I've never heard his music. I've never heard of him. He has like 3.1 million TikTok followers. Let me see what he's hitting for on YouTube. 2.2 million subscribers on YouTube. Let's see, how does his music do? I've never heard his music. He has lots of merch on his page. Like I said, his name is spelled D4vd. If you want to go check him out and see what he looks like on his page. His shorts do okay, you know. Let's see, his releases, his albums. They don't show the number for the albums, but yeah, black guy. He was living in the Hollywood Hills. That's where they found the car, in the Hollywood Hills. Now, TMZ actually broke the case. They actually found out, somebody contacted TMZ and said, I believe this girl in so-and-so. And so the TMZ contacted the young lady. Her name is Celeste Rivas. They contacted her mother, and she said, yes, I believe that's my daughter, because they said they found a tattoo on the finger, and it says shush. I mean, it was spelled S-H, you know, like shh. And it just occurred to me, shush, like shh, like they're keeping a secret, right? And she had the tattoo, and David had the tattoo as well. So they found out who she was, and turns out she was a missing teenager. She would be 15 now, but she's been missing ever since she was 13. What the hell? This poor baby, beautiful girl, beautiful girl. I'm not going to show her picture right now, but if you look at my thumbnail, you will see her there as well. Um, David was in another country performing at the time all of this was going on. He came back to the States and has been cooperating with law enforcement, but it looks so bad. I mean, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. We need to wait till more details come out and blah, 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 blah. But this girl ran away to be with him, according to her friends, and she even texted them things that went on between her and David, or whatever. His real name is David, so we'll just go with that. She texted friends about what was going on. So if her friends knew where she was, and they said everybody practically knew that she was dating this guy, and she started dating him when she was 12 and he was 17. Um, I believe that if you're 17 and up, you cannot date someone under 14, or even under 16. I think that it's statutory rape. Um, let's just say that. So he's in hot water. He's in hot water. I don't know why he would be with a 12-year-old, and the fact that, however old she was, like, why would a dismembered, okay, why would they be in the trunk of his car that he never reported stolen? He never reported stolen. He was gone when it was found. It's like, what is going on with all of this? Yes, M3, the incident is weird AF. Talk about it. I'll talk about it. Definitely talk about it, because the reason why I want to talk about it is she's a baby. She was a baby. She was a baby. She was a baby. I have 5 girls. I'm a mom. I'm a girl mom. This was a baby missing for 2 years, and then I could just imagine how the mother feels. I don't know why the mother didn't do more to get her home. I know it can be challenging when you have a teenage daughter and they feel like they're in love with someone. Sometimes it's hard to get them back, and you don't want them to be mad at you for getting their boyfriend put in jail, but your daughter might still be alive. Maybe she would have run away again. Who knows? But at least he would have been on law enforcement's radar. You should have uh, did more to get her home. I'm not saying that you didn't. I'm speculating. But for her to be gone 2 years, and they have lots of pictures of her being on his Instagram. Uh, what is it called? Friends. Where only your friends can see it. Um, Not your friends, but only your. You know how they have regular Instagram. Help me out, guys. What is it called? When only a certain select list can see it. What is that called? I'm not on Instagram that much, but I just had the word in my head. But close friends, and he would post pictures of her there. He also made a song mentioning her name. He also made a song about unaliving someone, and basically doing what he did, what was done to her. So it's highly, highly suspicious, and it's looking like, I'm not saying that he did do this, but it really looks like he may have done something nefarious to Celeste, and it looks like law enforcement is hot on his heels. They did a raid of his house, I think it was yesterday or this morning. They have the car. I'm sure they have forensics all off and through his house, combing and spraying luminol and all of that. They're going to get to the bottom of it. I'm sure he has left a plethora of evidence in his cell phones and laptops and whatnot. If nothing else, they're going to get him for harboring a minor, for statutory rape, and for whatever else he may have been doing while he was with her. If he gave her any narcotics, any alcohol, he's going to be in trouble for all of that, whatever they can prove. I don't think he has been arrested yet, A lot of people think, oh, arrest him. He did it because of what it looks like. But we have to remember when it comes to law enforcement, when it comes to convictions, every I has to be dotted, every T has to be crossed. So law enforcement has to do their job. They know where he is, trust and believe, and he's sweating bullets. Believe you me, he knows that his time is coming, and once they get him, he will not get a bail. They're making sure that they have everything that they need and they can prove their case, because the last thing that you want, if it's one of your loved ones involved in a situation like this, or if it's a celeb or anybody that you care about, the last thing you want is for them to get away on a technicality because law enforcement didn't do due diligence to make sure that they had an airtight case, or at least at the very minimum had a case that can prove more than likely this person did it and that a jury will find guilty. You don't want somebody to get away with something like this. Also, moms, talk to your daughters, know who your daughters are talking to, know where they're at, know their friends. If they were to, a lot of us think my kid would never do that. Oh, my daughter, not my daughter. You don't know what your kid would do. I know I have 5 daughters, and honey, I'm going to tell you from experience, I'm on their heads. I'm home, okay? And they're doing things right under my nose. My oldest daughter said, Mom, how you don't see this? Like, you should know by now. You have 5 daughters, and, it just is what it is, because I feel like I'm a good mother. I feel like they're respectful. They do what they need to do. But one thing I do know for sure is once these boys get in their ear, girls aren't listening to you. You have to compete with the love of their lives. But even so, you still have to be a parent and you still have to protect them. Um, at, Minimally, they'll probably get their little hearts broken. But if they get run across somebody like this guy who didn't care that Celeste was only 12 years old. He was a kid. He was 17 as well, but 12 still. Most 17-year-old boys aren't looking at 12-year-olds. So he definitely, when she ran away from home, he was 18. She's been gone from home for 2 years, and he's 20 now. So he definitely knew, and just going through TikTok and whatnot, people are saying that a lot of people knew, that other celebrities that were around him knew, you know. So yeah, but TMZ has been reporting heavily on it, and TikTok has also, the TikTok investigators, they are on their job. So you guys, if you want to hear more about that, check it out. And that's all I have to say on that until law enforcement makes an arrest, which I feel like will be coming in the next 1 to 2 weeks. I'm sure he's already lawyered up and he's expecting an arrest. Um, LA County, do your job. They have a new DA, so Holcomb, I think his name is. So I hope that he does not allow this guy to get out. I hope if they charge him, which I suspect that they will, I hope it's a no bail charge. I hope he is held in there and he has to face the courts on whatever it is he did, and may God have mercy on his soul, because nobody had mercy on that little girl, and it's making me, nobody had mercy on her. And to do that to somebody's baby, to do that to a child and leave her in the trunk like she was nothing. Mm, mm. So let me drink some water, guys. And let me just say this. All you grown-ups, that know about stuff like this, just like there were a lot of adults who knew about R. Kelly, just like there were a lot of people who were aware and saw the beatings that Cassie suffered. I don't care if she was 21, 22, whatever. A lot of you saw it, and a lot of you said nothing. And it's a lot of that going on. People like being around a celeb, and so they turn a blind eye. They're working for celebs, and their paychecks are on the line, or if they tell them they lose too. No, you need to put a bug in somebody's ear. Just like you can get a job with that celeb, you can get a job with someone else. For you to sit and see things going on and see somebody being abused or see that somebody's in trouble and not say anything, you're just as guilty. You are just as guilty. If you see that someone is in trouble and you don't do anything to help, I don't care if they'll go back, especially a child. A child does not have a choice. It's not legal for an adult to have a relationship with a child. It's not legal. And a child cannot consent. So if an adult has a relationship with a child, they need to be up under the jail. Point blank, period. Okay, guys. We're going to talk about Charlie Kirk, and then we're going to get into Peach after that, because I feel like um, Peach will go longer. Okay? So let's get into Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk passed, what was it? I want to say last week, Monday. And ever since, the internet has been on fire. You have people who feel like, you know, he has karma, like he got what he deserved. And I'm going to just say this on the subject of karma. I hate when people say, oh, that's what you get, or that's your karma. Don't you know if we all got what we deserve, where we would be? But God, if we got what we deserved, what we really deserved, we will all be in a world of trouble. So I hate when people say that, although the word does say we reap what we sow, right? So whatever we put out into the world, whatever we water, will flourish in our lives. So if we're putting out good deeds, that's going to come back to us, right? If we share what God gives us, and if we put love out into the atmosphere, then love is going to come back to us. That's what God said. He said that in the Bible. So if you're a Christian, if you believe in God, then you believe what God says. No if, ands, or buts about it. However, God, like I said, God is merciful, and he also says he rains his mercy and his blessings on the just and the unjust. And he's also a very patient God. So that's why we don't always get what we deserve, but we do have to bear the consequences of our choices and our actions. So what we want to do is do our best to be the best people that we can be. Um, we're all going to make mistakes, right? And we're all going to make bad choices, but we are going to live and learn from them. But as we go through things and as we go through life, let's make it our business to try to be the best people we can be and treat others well. I think that's the bottom line right there that I want to say. Make sure you treat others well. Make sure that if you should leave this earth, people have good things to say about you, that you didn't leave behind a trail of negativity, so that people don't have those bad things to say about you. Like, that's very important to me. Um, and that's why, like, I'm not always in the right, and I'm sure people disagree with me plenty of times, but I try my best to make sure. And I talked to Yo Yo about this today. I said, I try my best not to offend people, because I know my thoughts often are left of center. I know that sometimes when I say things, it could be like, girl, like, leave somebody scratching their head and like, girl, because I have a lot of big ideals and opinions. You know what I mean? There's no telling what I might say on any given day. And so I try to like refrain from that. Even this subject, if I would have came on here and say what I first thought, I would have had everybody mad, probably would have lost my YouTube channel. Because I'm like, what? He did what? I didn't even know who Charlie Kirk was. Put a 1 in the chat if you knew who Charlie Kirk was before he passed away. I had no idea. And then what I first heard about him is what happened to him. And I'm like, wow. And then at the same time, they were reporting that there was an incident at a school. So I'm like, God, this world is crazy. Like, it's always something going on. Like, what is going on in this world? That's the first thing I thought, because I didn't know who Charlie Kirk was. I had never heard his name before last week. So I'm just in shock that here he is out um, doing his thing, and this happens to him. And on the same day that somebody is hurting babies. If Here's the thing about it. Let's stop talking about Charlie for a minute. Let's talk about the babies. We need to protect our children. Like, something needs to change now. Our kids should not go to school and have to go through drills um, to protect themselves. Our kids should not have to be worried about. When my 13-year-old daughter was at school, she was constantly worried about that, because they would have to do drills and they would have to practice just in case something happened. And then I think it was early last year, someone actually called the school with a threat. And my daughter sent me a text like, Mom, I love you. And I was like, because she always says, Mom, I love you. But for some reason, and thankfully I had my phone, for some reason, and then she said, Mom, this is going on. So I checked the school, because she likes to joke. She's like her mom. She's a jokester. So I said, what the heck is going on? Y'all, why did I run out the house with pajama shorts on, no bra? Y'all can imagine how that looked. I just ran out the house. And then when I get to the school, it's a long line of parents there already. I guess their kids called them too. I had to go. I see my sister, because where I live, I have a lot of family and we have lots of kids. And it's not unusual for us to have 10 or 12 kids at one elementary school and another 10 or 12 kids at the middle school. It's like that with my family. We have a lot of kids. I have a lot of siblings. I have lots of cousins, and we all grew up together, and now our children are growing up together. Um, so thank God my sister and my cousin was in line, so I could run back home, actually get dressed, and then go stand in line and get my child. But no child should have to go through that. That's trauma. No, the teacher shouldn't have to go through that. Nobody should have to go through lockdowns and drills, and even actually having someone come to their school and do that. You should feel like it's. We didn't have that going on when we were kids, right? In the 80s and 90s, no one would have ever thought to do that at a school. So it's just crazy. And of course, we know about Martin Luther King, who got assassinated, Malcolm X, JFK, Abraham Lincoln. So we know about assassinations. We know about coups and takeovers. We know that they can happen to prominent political figures. And Charlie Kirk, I guess he was well known on the college circuit for his views, and he would debate with college students, which is his right to do. It's your right to have a difference in opinion from other people. It's your right as an American to have free speech, even if it pisses somebody off, even if it is racist, sexist, even if it is colorful, even if it is violent. Okay? I know, but it is our right to do that. Now, how far will you get in life being like that? I don't know, but he did have lots of supporters, and I'm talking lots of people. His GoFundMe was already at 4 million, and that was like this weekend last time I checked. So yeah, what do you guys think about what's going on with Charlie Kirk? Hey, Fire with Dr. Ninja Turtle, thanks for tuning in. Hey, Joshua, today you wasn't number one. I was expecting you to be number one, Joshua. How's your day going? Hi, Nature Lover. How are you doing? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you all for tuning in. But I feel like as long as you're not provoking someone or telling someone, hey, go do this to people, the KKK has a right to say whatever they want to say. Everybody has a right to say whatever they want to say. And when we get to the point where we feel like we can go out and just 86 someone because their views differ from ours, and that's a problem. And we can't have that. We can't have people, because he could have hurt anybody, right? Not just Charlie. He could have hurt anybody right along with Charlie. And then now the whole crowd that was there, now they have to live with that trauma because they watched somebody that happened to somebody right in front of them. I believe his wife and children were there, so they have to live with that memory. And I heard that the incident was circulating on social media. So a lot of people seen it, and we're getting so desensitized to seeing stuff like that because it's happening so much. We saw what happened with George Floyd right on during the pandemic. That was right on the internet. I did not watch that. I would not watch somebody take their last breath. I will not watch somebody losing their life. I will not watch that because I'm human. And first of all, I want to be able to sleep at night, and I don't want that image in my head. And second of all, I do not want to get so detached from reality. I do not want to get numb to things, violence happening. I do not want to become numb to that. So I don't watch things like that, even on First 48, and they blur it. They'll blur somebody, but I turn my head and I watch enough of First 48. I can actually go to sleep listening to First 48. It's so relaxing, but stay focused. Um, but yes, as Yo-Yo said earlier, Jimmy Kimmel, all he did was mention uh, Charlie, and he lost his show. They just said out of here. We have to remember Donald Trump is good friends with a lot of these millionaires and billionaires and a lot of these CEOs, and all he has to do is make a phone call and be like, "What?" And then you have to remember too, a lot of them um, supported what Charlie said. A lot of them were in support, and a lot of them are saying, "Hey, we're waiting at the door. Anybody saying anything negative as it relates to Charlie, you're out of here." But that, I agree. I agree. If you are um, saying something disparaging against somebody who lost their life, then there should be repercussions. But that goes for everybody, not just Charlie. That goes for every man, every woman, every child, every color, every race, every culture. Just like those politicians in Minnesota, when they lost their life, it should be the same thing. Just like when Joe Biden, when they found out he had cancer, it should be the same thing across the board. Nobody should be allowed to use their platform, to use their celebrity endorsed platforms. Like if you have a TV show, if you're a musician, you shouldn't feel free to come on um, the internet, to come on TV and say whatever you want to say. The baby, he's a rapper, and he said something at a concert, and they canceled him. Remember, they canceled him. So I think we should do that when it comes to anybody. Like I know that, and see, like Charlie's community, that's what has a lot to do with it as well. Charlie's community is going hard for him. Like what? We don't do that as a community, and we need to do more of that. If you're coming for one of ours, we need to say, what? Like, no, we're not going to have it. We're not going to buy from you. We're shutting you down. And I think that's what has a lot to do with it as well. But we all need to be cognizant of what we say, so that we're not being offensive to people, because you can say what you want to say without offending. If you possess intelligence, and if you're educated on the topic that you're debating or that you have opinions on, you should be able to say what you feel and get that point across without it just alienating a whole group of people or leaving a bad taste in people's mouth. Also, even if you don't, you have a right to say it still. Even if people don't like it and have a disagreement with it, you still have a right to say it. I know last week I was doing a live about Peach McIntyre, and I had people coming to my chat insulting me. I wasn't insulting anybody. I have my opinions about Peach McIntyre. She is a public figure. She has millions of followers. She makes lots of money on YouTube, TikTok. Well, not TikTok anymore because they banned her. Facebook, Instagram. She's all over the place. She's well known. She's not just a regular person. If I want to give an opinion, I can give an opinion, as long as I'm not inciting violence, or as long as I'm not accusing her of things that she didn't do or making false allegations. As long as I have an opinion on what she's talking about, I have a right to do that. I'm also a content creator, and if somebody wants to have an opinion on me because of something I say or do, you have a right to go and make yourself a channel. You have a right to comment. You have a right to dislike or whatever. But when you get to reporting people's pages, when you get to trying to stop somebody's bag, when all you have to do is unfollow, block, or whatever, and not participate anymore, then you have to realize like you're too invested for somebody to be making you mad. If a child wasn't being harmed, if violence wasn't being empowered, if someone wasn't saying, hey, go do this or go do that to somebody, you're too invested just because you don't like how somebody said it. I don't like a lot of things that Peach says, but I still go over there and watch and still come over here and tell you guys all about it. So I guess I don't dislike it that much. I'm actually quite entertained by her, but I do feel like she can go about things a lot differently. And I do see her sometimes causing harm to her children. And I do have a lot. And when I say harm, I mean emotional harm. Because if she was doing something physical or something that I felt was just really out of line, I would contact DPS. I would contact law enforcement. And we have the right to do that as well. When we see something, we should say something. We should do something. But back to Charlie. I remember when my ex-husband passed away, I was seeing this new guy because we had been divorced a couple of years before. And that was a lot to go. We were so toxic. We was getting back together, blah, blah, blah. But we had been divorced, and we had finally stopped the whole dance of getting back together. We were finally done, and I started seeing somebody else. And so when he passed away, um, this guy, I thought he was really my friend. I thought we was really gonna make it, but we didn't. Focus. But anyway, I used to like to talk to him about just life because he had a lot of good things to say, and he was really a profound thinker. So he told me, because there was some dysfunction in my former marriage, and there was some toxicity, and there were some lingering feelings and hurt. And he told me, he said, you know what? He's gone now. Any indifferences that you had with him should be gone with him. And you know what? For a few months, I argued in my head with him. I wanted to call him on the phone, like blah, 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 but I couldn't because he wasn't here anymore. And Charlie's not here anymore. Charlie is gone, and now he leaves a wife and children to mourn him, lots of supporters to mourn him, close friends to mourn him. And that's all that should be said about him. Whatever he said, whatever he did, that's gone with him. And now he will meet his maker one day, and he will judge anything that he said or did that was out of line or that he shouldn't have done. Right now, that's the only thing that should be said. And that goes for, again, anybody who loses his life or their life, especially to violence. Um, Romika Meeks is another person. She lost her life violently just the same week that he did. And a lot of old videos have been circulating about her character and who she was. And already she lost a son, a 7-year-old son, to mourn her. So why even focus on the things that she said or did when she was here? She's not here. She's gone. She can't make up for it. She can't apologize for it. You can't condemn her for it. She's already gone. If somebody loses their life, that's it. I remember someone I knew. I knew her because she wasn't a friend. She was a friend of one of my family members. They were really close to her. And another one of my family members was at odds with her and didn't really care for her. And she said, yeah, I remember when she did such and such. And like I said, I wasn't close to this girl. I didn't know her. I mean, I knew her, but I had no reason to stick up for her. But I'm like, this girl is gone. And not only is she gone, she's gone with like no family. Like they don't even know who's going to claim her body and even give her a proper home going. And what you're thinking of right now is something that she said or did to you. Like she can't make up for that. She can't apologize for it. And now her life is gone. Like what more can you do to her with your words? Like don't say negative things about people when they leave this earth, because you reap what you sow as well, right? You reap what you sow, just like you feel like they reap what they sow. Yes, he was a Trump supporter. I think Charlie Kirk was very instrumental in helping Trump get elected for president, Shirley. Hi, News Flash formerly. Thanks for tuning in. They didn't even lower the flash for politicians, but they lowered it for Charlie. Well, here's the thing about it. Um, when you're in office, you can make those calls, right? And Trump is the head of he's a president right now, so he's making the calls the way he wants to, and that's why if we don't like the calls our leaders make, we got to get out and vote and make sure our voices are heard, right? So the next election, whether it be local government, whether it be city, county, whatever, if you don't like how things are being done, then you got to get out and vote, and your vote does count, especially at the local level. Um, right, news flash formally, it's not what you say but how you say it, and it's a way to get things across. I feel like I could agree with certain things that he said, but I also disagree with how he said it. I also disagree with a lot of what a lot of people say, and like I said, I'm sure people disagree with what I say as well. Nature flash formally. Yeah, you agree with that, nature lover? I don't watch Peach. I don't like what she represents. I only see her from reaction channels. So, regardless of if you follow her, you will hear the inflammatory rhetoric from her. Absolutely, nature lover. A lot of people have unfollowed her because of that. She got banned from TikTok. She says it was because of something her child did, but a lot of reactors and a lot of people who follow Peach don't are not buying that. They're not buying it. They feel like because of what Peach said and her lack of empathy for a mother who lost her child, and not only her lack of empathy, she could have just said, well, people don't really care. People probably want to care, but at the end of the day, you still have to move on and you still have to do what you got to do. She said, I don't give up. You didn't have to say all that. Nobody gives up, because that's not true either. People do care, but at the end of the night, end of the day, if you lose a child after the funeral, after the homegoing, after the repast, the phone calls will dwindle away because people get back to life and people have things that's going on in their own life. After all of that is said and done, you still will mourn your child. It could be years from now and you still will mourn your loved one, and people will, only those people who really care or who are really close to you. And like I said, people do care. But at the same time, if you lost your child today and then say your friend lost her child 6 months from now, now she's going to be focusing on that. If you lost your child today and then next week your good friend is going through a divorce, now she has that to contend with as well. So we can't think of it like, oh, nobody cares. Like right now, I always say, oh, I only depend on myself and God. And no, I don't. God is always sending help for me in the barbs. Some kind of way. Some kind of way somebody is showing up. I don't like to call people. I only like to call on God. But the truth of the matter is I'm not Superwoman. I can't do everything for myself. And honestly, I don't want to do everything for myself. I do want others to be there for me if I really, really need them for big major things. And I also want to be there for others too. Like if somebody loses a child, I want to be right there for them, right? So, nature lover, I agree with what you said. She does go too far. You hope her family gets justice. I don't know what's going on with that, nature lover. I did an update on Sunday about Romika, so I'm gonna check the traps, check the internet traps, and see if there's any updates on her. And I'm gonna be letting you guys know that as well, because that was also a case near to me. Um, and when I did the first reaction to her untimely demise, I talked about things that I had been through and how I could relate to Romika's story, unfortunately, and how a lot of women can. You can check my lives, and I think I also put it under a playlist of commentary that I'm now doing, so you can check over there and you can see. You can check it out if you want to see how I reacted to Romika. That was very unfortunate. Young girl with a child, like things just get out of hand, right? Here we are living, we're getting into it with people, and that's just what it is. That's what happened with Charlie Kirk. That's what happened with Romika. People, that's what even happened with in this David case. People don't have emotional intelligence. Like, we're not raising, and I'm not speaking to anybody specifically on in this chat. I'm just speaking as a whole. We are not raising whole, well-rounded children who grow up into competent adults who can handle. And these are not even mentally ill people. These are not people with schizophrenia. A schizophrenic person wouldn't even do half the stuff that so-called sane people would do. These people are just really in their feelings. I don't like what you said. I don't like what you do. You can't take my man. He wants me. First of all, if you're seeing a man or you're thinking about seeing a man, you should know all his ins and outs, all his red flags, all his past history before you even get to the point where you're even sleeping with him, having a child with him, or talking about getting serious with him. And if he has somebody else in the wings, you definitely shouldn't proceed. That goes for men and women. So if you are, and then you're getting into it with somebody and you guys have to go to the point of getting restraining orders, that's a problem. When weapons are getting involved, that is a problem. On both ends, that is a problem. I saw videos of Romika just angry with chairs in her hands. I saw videos of the baby daddy looked like he was stalking her. There's reports that he would come to her job unannounced. He would meet her at the school, and he was basically stalking her. So I just don't see how it had to come to this. They have a child. It just was wrong on all levels. So hi, young Rias, aka Drip King. How are you doing today? Thank you for stopping by to show support. Blessings to you as well. Thank you for everybody who hit the like button and who also subscribed to my channel. Thank you guys as well. Drive safe, yo-yo. Hey, Smooth, how's work going? Or are you already off from work? Yes, it's almost Friday, y'all. And with all of this stuff going on, all this violence, all of this people losing jobs stuff, I mean, we need to let our hair down. We need a breather. And so summer's over as of Saturday, right? Saturday is the last day of summer. And as such, I am having a pajama jammy jam to glide on into fall, to say bye-bye to summer and glide into fall. Now, everybody's welcome, okay? Long as you don't come with judgment and criticisms, because again, we will be letting our hair down a little bit. We won't do too much. We never do too much, but we will be having fun. I got my PJs already. Those of you who are coming, I hope you got your pajamas, whether you get on camera or not. It's going to be a whole thing with snacks. I drink water only. And I also will be having my snacks, though. My clean snacks. I won't have any chips or any gummies or anything like last time. So get your snacks ready. Get your cute little pajamas ready, because you might want to join the panel and you might want to play some games with us. I know my girl Yo-Yo is going to be on the panel. It's just going to be a good time. And like I said, it's going to start at 6 and it's going to go until whenever. And we'll probably also have an after party. So join us Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time, right here on my channel. We'll be going live with this thing. So tune in for that. I know Yo-Yo Smooth's mother was over there doing the doggone thing. She was not playing with that food. That roast looked so yummy. Oh my gosh. I wanted to run to the store and get a roast. And I might still do that. I might still do that. I might still do that this afternoon. Let's see where we're at. We got one more topic. We're going to be talking about Peach very soon. You're finally off. Man, that's cool. You work Monday through Friday. That's what's up. You promoted the PJ party yesterday in your life. That's what's up. Mississippi pot roast is delicious. It sure is. I never made a Mississippi pot roast. Isn't that when you put the jalapenos in there? I've never done that, but I have cabbage already in my refrigerator. I have a sweet potato already on my colander on the table, so I can. My kids don't eat sweet potato, so I can just pop that sweet potato in there. I'm going to get a roast. I'm about to go get a roast right now. I'm getting a roast. That's it. When I pick up my baby girl, I'm going to get a roast. It's going to take about 3 hours, but oh well. I'm staying up anyway to listen to Cardi B's album, so I'll be eating my roast with some white rice and some cabbage. All I do, I don't like, I don't make gravy with my rice though. I haven't done that in years on account of I'm lazy. So I barely even sear it on top of the stove, but I will sear it today. I'll sear it, and then um, I will also put it in the oven with some vegetables. I get the thin cut chuck roast, and when I get the thin cut chuck roast, I can also use it for tacos. I can use it for whatever I want to use it for. I'll make burrito bowls and chop up the ground beef. I mean the beef. I love it. I've shown it on my channel, but I'm gonna get that. Put a gang of peppers on it. Gang is what we say in South Central, right, or Southern Cali, right? Smooth. And I'm gonna put it in the oven. I'm gonna show off my meal too. Yep. But that's what's up. Let me see. What was I looking for? I was looking at something else. So we're going into hour 2, guys. You guys ready to talk about peach? Oh, you use the banana peppers. Yes, you can also make birria tacos. When I make birria tacos, um, I also use short rib with a chuck roast. I use short ribs because they have a bone in them, and a lot of people don't do this. But birria is supposed to have like a bone in it because it's like a bone broth. But I make it like that too. All right, so Peach, let's listen to what she's talking about, and then we'll react. Okay, I'm not gonna play the video all the way through because she starts using profanity because that's who she is, even when talking about God. So let's head over to her channel. If you want to hear the whole thing, you can go play her video all the way through. She's been over there rage baiting and coming up with clickbait. She's doing everything that she can because her views are down. And I feel like, and God forgive me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this is also a ploy because a lot of her supporters are Christians. I don't know how they support her, but a lot of them are. So now she's using the God angle. Here's Peach.
Know that I have this strong calling on my life. And there's periods in my life where I run away from God and God stalks me. He literally follows me, and like everywhere I go, God, God, God. Well, at this season in my life, I'm no longer atheist. Have been back believing in God for the past 5 years. However, what God is doing now is bringing me back home to the church, which I already knew it was inevitable. I will have my own church in the next 5 to 10 years. I will be a pastor and I'll have my own ministry. I mean, I minister now, but it'll be even bigger than I can even imagine. This calling has been on my life since I was a child. So, anywho, lately, everything that I want to do has been at the church. And y'all know I don't fuck with the church. I don't go in church. I don't go to church for funerals.
And that's the end of that. And that's why I said I wasn't going to play it all the way through because Peach can never take things seriously. If you feel like you have a calling on your life, why would you start using profanity to describe the house of worship? You don't have any respect for anything. Um, and that's why so many people have so many negative responses to her because she does have a right to say what she wants to say, but there will also be consequences for what she says and what she shows on YouTube. And I will also react to it. I have a right to react to it. I'm not going to mince words, but when it comes to insulting her or putting her down, I don't have to do that. I'm intelligent enough, I'm educated enough, and I'm well worded enough and well rounded enough to be able to say what I need to say without saying to Peach what I could say. I'm not gonna do that to her, but I am gonna say something because why are you playing with God? You have gotten you have came on YouTube and cursed his name. You have come on here and said so many different things. Now, like I said earlier, God is patient. God loves us. And I feel like Peach hasn't really seen what God can do because God will break you down all the way down like a 12 gauge because he's going to get the response that he needs to get. And the more you ignore him, if he's calling you, the more you will suffer. Um, God should not be used to get views or to get a reaction. Because if you feel like you are being called, Peach, you're not crazy, you're not stupid, then answer the call. Go to church. And she's saying that she will start going to church, but what show us? Stop telling us and showing us. Um, Peach gets so little views for somebody who has 651K subscribers. It's not even funny, you know. And now she feels like she needs God because her money is funny, right? And every time, just like when she was getting evicted, then it was like, oh God, I love God. Um, and it was all about God. And then as soon as she got the peach patch to start buying her classes, it was right back to normal with Peach. Guys, I am currently at 27 likes. Can I get 30 likes, please? Um, Thanks in advance. I think it's another money grab. Yes, disclaimer, this live is covered under the Act Section 107 of the Copyright 1976 allowance made for fair use for educational and entertainment purposes only. Again, I do not insult anybody on this channel. I do not advise you to insult or bully anybody on this channel. We can all have our opinions and we can all react to these public figures and these celebrities without insulting. We know how to do that, right? We know how to do that. So that's how we'll do it over here. Last week she was just cursing his name and everyone who worshiped him. Exactly. And that's the point where I'm saying like don't follow her and don't go along with that. Like expect better from the people that you support and that you give your engagement to. If you believe in God, don't support stuff like that because you're saying it's okay by hitting that like button. And a lot of people are saying that it's not okay because it looks like a lot of people, like she only has 35 comments. 35 comments under a short. I get that. I only have 3,100 people. I get more likes than that. So people are, in a way, starting to say, you know what? Enough is enough. Enough is enough, Peach. It must will be an online church because she's run from folks in Tampa. Really, Cayenne? I heard that. I saw somebody come on Yo-Yo's live. Yo-Yo, remember when you had, I think it was the night you had that 8-hour live, or maybe it was another night. I don't know. But someone was in your chat, Yo-Yo, and they said that she knows not to come to Tampa because a lot of people want to get in that keister in Tampa. Mm-hmm. I believe it. I believe it because she says so much about her family. She's put the folks in Tampa down so bad. Now, see, look at me. Look at me. I'm such a good person. I won't insult Peach. Look at Peach's mom, who Peach has drugged through the mud. She won't insult Peach, but Peach will insult everybody. She will offend everybody. She has drugged her family through the mud. She has drugged the people who live in projects in Tampa through the mud. That's not cool. That's not cool. Those people still live there. And just like God bless you to get out of there, you don't know what he would do with them. God will make the first last and the last first. So it doesn't give uh, any of us the right to to put ourselves on a high horse or to be proud and boastful. Because just like God gives, He can take away. And most people who have made the kind of money that Peach has, they would have had a home, they would have owned cars by now, they would have something to show for it. So, say today Peach loses it all. Say she loses YouTube and everything. She won't have anything to sell. She won't have a car to sell to get her through a few months. She doesn't have a mortgage. If you have a mortgage, then you can at least get by for a few months and go into foreclosure, right? Go into bankruptcy or whatever, but you still got some time. If you don't pay them people their rent, you getting evicted. So you don't even have a soft landing. When I was out of work 2 years ago, I had credit cards, I had different things, and I didn't lose anything. The whole 2 years I went without a paycheck. I'm retired now, y'all. Say congratulations. I did my big one, retired before 50. But yes, that was humbling for me too because I had never been that down bad. I thought as long as I had my income, as long as I was working, I was making six figures a year, honey. You couldn't tell me nothing, honey. Bye. I got so sick I couldn't work. So don't think that, oh, life is just yours for the taking. Anything can happen. Literally, I'm young to not be able to work because of physical sicknesses and even mental sicknesses, right? I'm doing so much better now, and I'm just glad that I advocated myself. But that was a humbling experience for me. It humbled me in ways that I couldn't have imagined. And mostly it humbled me because God showed Himself strong in that season of my life. How it humbled me was God showed me that I didn't have to depend on man. I didn't have to depend on my job. I could depend on Him. And He was right there for me in the barbs. So He can still do that with Peach too. He can surely do that with her as well if she were to lose YouTube like she lost TikTok. But my point is, if you don't have a leg to stand on, I had a leg to stand on because I already have a relationship with God. I already prayed to God. And that's why I was able to say bye bye to my job because God told me, all right, daughter, you did enough. When I was sick, and the ambulance had to take me to the hospital. And my mother had told me that morning, like, why are you going to work? Can't you do something different? Like, well, what's going on? Like, can't you take time off? My mom had called me that morning at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and she was like, I'm like, girl, what is wrong with you? I'm on my way to work, and you calling me with this. But she felt something stir her in her spirit, and it was trying to warn me. But I went to work anyway, and I ended up getting really sick at work. And that day, God said, you trusted me and you put me first, and now you don't have to do this job anymore. And I was scared because I'm like, God, what am I going to do? But like I said, I at least had a leg to stand on because I had already built that relationship and had that foundation with God. And even though it was scary and I was doubtful many days, I knew that I could turn to Him. Peach, you don't have that. You have cursed God. You have mocked God. You have gone against His word. You have said F. You used the F word towards Him on social media for everybody to hear. And you think that that's not going to come back to bite you one day? And I know it sounds hypocritical and it sounds like I'm talking out of both sides of my neck. But up till now, God has been patient with you, Miss McIntyre. I would advise you to get it together. Your TikTok was the first shoe that dropped. I'll just leave it at that. But what say you all in the chat? Let me check it out. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Um, exactly, Jazzy. That's why no one is buying her classes now. She had to, we talked about this yesterday, she had to cancel a lot of her classes because she couldn't even sell 50 classes, and she's used to selling, according to her, 8,000 to 1,000. Um, No one will be able to join the church because she'll be afraid they will sleep with wood. Cayenne K. Girl. Oh, yeah, because she said she's going to start her own church in the next 5 years. Who was that pastor? They just, we just found out about it. It was a pastor. They had this big scam and this big scheme. I could see you doing that. I'm sorry, I don't have a lot of faith in you, Peach. I think if you started a church, it would be for you to fleece your flock. I don't have a lot of faith in you, and I'm sure a lot of people who watch you will not take you serious. You need to repent. You need to say, I'm sorry on live, and I'm not your master, and I'm not God, but I feel like you need to repent on live. Just like you mock God and curse God on live, you need to really apologize to God. He's kept you and your children through so much. I mean, you have been blessed beyond measure. Blessings, I feel like, and I can't judge you. I can't say what you deserve, but blessings that most people will feel like you didn't deserve. Okay, just from the way you have conducted yourself, it's like you making a mockery out of the blessings that you have been given. Peach got banned because one, she was selling those classes, and two, she was warned about her obnoxious behavior. Um, I'm sure I mean, people sell their books on Facebook. People sell stuff on here all the time. People come on and they go live and they sell a lot of different things. So I don't think it was because she was selling those classes. I think it was very much because she was the way she talks to people. And I believe that, they had already been warning her for a while. I believe, she had already lost one page. So she knew not to do it. She already knew not to do it because they had taken her page away when she was at 240K or something like that. So she was already well aware of the terms and conditions, and she feels like she can do what she want to do. The rules are for everybody else. They don't apply to Peach. So I can get on here, carry on, and curse people out. If one of us had did that and we didn't have as many followers, we would lose our page same day. So I'm surprised she hasn't lost her Facebook and YouTube because she's continuing. She lost the TikTok, and instead of taking accountability for her actions, she continues on with the same behavior on YouTube and Facebook. It's like, come on, girl. Like, you got so many people, even though you have a lot of people who uh, have a negative things to say about you, you also have a great amount of supporters. You found that out when you were about to get evicted, and those people gave you enough money to get to rent a sprinter, to rent motels, to rent Airbnbs. You had a Wagoneer for several months. I don't know if she still has those things or not. Um, but a lot of people feel like they're rentals. You were able to not only get in a new place, you were able to furnish the whole place. Um, and then what did you do? You went back to gambling and back to insulting everybody. And those people are buying lots of classes from you. You said you made six figures. Six figures is at least 100K. Um, What about women who go with men who have children and hate their children? Newsflash, formerly, I talked about that as well. I talked about that in my live about Romika Meeks, and I talked about that in the live about Peach as well. We kind of went over that. But yes, women shouldn't date um, men who have children if they don't like the children. If you know that you don't like children, or you know that you only um, want to have a relationship with someone who has children with you, then don't date men who have children prior to you getting in a relationship with them. If you are married to somebody and they have an outside child and you can't deal with that, divorce them, but don't make the child pay for that as you continue to have a relationship with the father. That's crazy. Like, get rid of him. And you can't tell him who he can have his kids around. Because a lot of women, catch this right here. A lot of women are married. You're married and you don't even know, and you're pregnant and you don't even know who you're pregnant by. When I was carrying my last child, I had to take an HIV test because I have Kaiser. Kaiser automatically checks you for HIV. They automatically check you for STDs because their first concern is making sure that baby is born safely without any issues. And I'm like, and they said they do it automatically, and it's mandatory because and I didn't know this until I had my last three children as a Kaiser member. But if you have an STD or if you have HIV and you give birth, they can give you medicine and they can take precautions so that the baby doesn't get it. So I felt good about that. But then I remember going to the doctor at my appointment after the test was done to get the results. And I said, wouldn't that be crazy if a woman is pregnant and she finds out she has an STD? And my OBGYN looked at me in my face and said, you know what? What's crazier than that? I have so many wives come in here and they tell me they don't know if they're actually pregnant with their husband's baby. So there are so many men. It's probably more men raising kids that are not really theirs than there are women who are accepting uh, accepting outside children from their husbands. Women, you are not as as righteous as you like to act like you are. You know, men, you want to call them dogs, but women do things too. Um, in my family, there's this lore my grandmother likes to talk about this woman who lived in her town. My grandmother comes from a a small town, and she would tell us how, and I won't say the people's name. I don't even remember their names, but she would say how this woman had about five or six children, and not one of them was her husband's children. And this was years ago. This is before my time, okay? So that just goes to show you. And they were married back in the day where you were supposed to take, I guess, marriage seriously, whatever. So this was a long ago, like 50s, 60s, honey. And this woman had five or six children, and she was married, honey, and not one of those kids belonged to her husband. So it happens. Where I used to work, I had to, I would work 56-hour shifts, and I would stay at work from one day, and then I would sleep at work, right? I would live at work 2.5 days out of the week. Well, I was a good girl. I didn't do all that stuff, okay? I'm much too classy for that. But, honey, they were knocking boots. And those in the barracks, in the dorms where the employees slept at, honey, they were doing the do. Okay? There were so many wives calling up to the job like, yeah, you tell so and so she better stop sleeping with my husband, and oh, I'ma come up there and blah blah blah. They would call the job. Um, there was people at the job who were pregnant by another employee, and their husbands did not know it. Their wives did not know that they were having a baby by one of their co-workers. It happens. Okay? It happens. And you might say, oh, that's so crazy. Oh, that's so this and that. Well, you live away from home 2.5 days. It happens. Okay, let's be grown-ups. But what doesn't happen is people shouldn't, you grown. Use protection. Don't be all the way careless and get pregnant by somebody else. One time, there was this girl. She got pregnant by one of our co-workers, and this was at another facility. This is when I worked 8-hour shifts, okay? Unless I got held over, I would work 16-hour shifts. And when you got held over, you can get held over during the night. And like I said, I'm a good girl. I didn't do stuff like that. But honey, some of them did. In the nighttime, creeping and crawling. And like I said, you work so closely together. You're getting to know each other. I did have a work husband or two, but it never went past a smile or a flirtatious wink, or, making a little joke. It didn't go too far. You know, a work husband, everybody has a work husband or something like that. If you didn't get you one, it's fun. Um, but yeah, she got pregnant by him. And girl, That man wanted his baby. She was married. That man said, I need a DNA test. Because if that's my baby, I want something to do with my baby. And I think her and her husband ended up divorcing because that man made her go to court and made her go ahead and get a DNA. And he found out it was his child and he wanted joint custody. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I say all that to say that women, your background ain't squeaky clean. Stop acting like you're so above men. Stop acting like, oh, your husband. If you took your husband back, if you forgive your husband, then you take him back and everything that comes with him. If that man already has children before you came along, you sorry AF if you expect him to just leave his children and walk away from them like they don't exist. Why would you even want somebody that disloyal and uncaring and unloving? It's women that's out there like that too. It's sad. Hey Richie, what's up? Are we at 30 likes yet? We are still not at 30 likes. That is sad. That is really sad. Y'all doing me wrong. Like I couldn't. I'm telling you like this. I couldn't even sit in somebody's live in the bushes or otherwise and not hit their like button. If I didn't like what they were talking about, adios, adios. But you do you, you do you. Okay, because I'm entertaining enough for you to be in here. Go ahead and hit my like button. Go ahead and hit it and subscribe while you at it because you know you're coming back. Okay, let's see what you guys are talking about in the chat. I'm doing good, Richie. What about you? How's your week going so far? News flash formerly, women, let me see. News flash formerly says they're making baked chicken and rice and collard greens. That sounds good. No bread because you're trying to lose weight. I haven't been really doing a lot of bread. I do sourdough sometimes, but I haven't been doing a lot of cornbread or stuff like that, cornbread or cakes. I'm on a weight loss journey as well. I was supposed to update you guys on that. I've been so busy, I haven't even did that. But I did do a before and after picture. And this dress I got from my daughters, all my clothes really, like I got a closet full of clothes and I'm washing all these clothes. And it looks like I'm gonna have to give them away. In about 20 more pounds, I need a whole wardrobe. Because you know how you can still fit clothes, but like if you had a tummy, like it's stretched out in the front, it's like real baggy. I need new brassieres. I need new everything. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about shopping for that. But at the same time, I just bought a lot of these things. A lot of things that I own, I've only worn once. So, I mean, it just is what it is. But I'm not going to throw them away or donate them. I want to give them away to somebody who can actually use them because I have a lot of good things. Yes, Jazzy, her goal was 1,000 and she only sold 43. That should humble her exactly. Like, how could you sell 43? Like, from 1,000 to 43? 1,000 to 43. Now, what it could also be, Jazzy, is you keep selling the same thing. Like, it's like rinse, wash. It's like wash, rinse, repeat. What she's doing is um, she is rage baiting, clickbaiting, and getting more people to come to her channel. And that new set of people, she is selling the old thing to. But what would make better business sense for her to do is to revamp her digital products and update her digital products as these social media platforms come out with new terms and conditions. Right now, YouTube just came out with a hype button. Yo-Yo told us about that in our Streamers University meeting a couple of weeks ago, and she also told me some good stuff today to help me out on my channel. You'll have to get with her and email her and find out about her next Streamers University or how she can help you on your channel. I'm not giving my tips away for free, and neither is she. But every time she does a Streamers University, she comes with new tips and tells you about new details that are coming up. If Peach is going to continue to teach, she needs to update all of her digital products. She's been selling the same ones for the last 4 to 5 years. She doesn't tell people new things. She's not being more available. It's like, let me get a whole bunch of people. Let me get 1,000 people in here. Let me make a quick 20 G's real quick and talk to you for about an hour or about 2 hours and then send you on your merry way. She was trying to sell the Back to Sleep with Peach, but nobody wants to go set with you. People want to know what you know about this, how to make some money, how can they make money. But really, she should tell them, create a funnel, get your people up, get your brand up, build your content up, and really tell them things to help them. But she's selling them pipe dreams is what she's doing, because it's going to take some work. It takes work, and it takes real effort. It takes you giving people what they want. It takes you showing up. And a lot of people don't want to do that. And that's why they fall, and that's why where they fail at. But she's not giving people that type of information that they can really use. Because why would she do that? Why would she make thousands of people her competition? She's not going to do that. She's too selfish to do that. Hey, Crystal Coachman, I got a lot of comments. Let me go through these comments real quick and respond to them. You never had a work husband, Yo-Yo? And you seen the good, bad, and ugly. Like, when I say work husband, I mean just like, I never been out to lunch with a work husband. I remember one time, it wasn't a work husband, but I felt like it could be a work husband. He was like, yeah, we should go to a concert or something. And I was like, yeah. And then one night, it was the middle of the night, and I got a call from him. Middle of the night, I'm like, what the hell are you calling me for in the middle of the night? I didn't answer, and when I went back to work after that weekend, we didn't speak of it. So, but no, this work husband I had, me and another co-worker, because we used to work together, and we had crews, and he was on our crew, and we would all flirt and stuff like that. He was both of our husbands. We were a mess. We were a mess. But we all had significant others, and I'm sure our significant others would have been like, what the hell are you doing at work? But it was fun. It wasn't nothing too much. I mean, it wasn't us. A work husband is not somebody you sleep with. A work husband you do not tell all your business to. You're not going out to lunch with. You're just joking and maybe a little light flirting. You know, just a little light. Just real little. You know? I don't know. Is that bad? Let me save this type of stuff for the pajama party, because you know what? I don't want to feel like I'm being judged. Yo. But yes, I seen the good and bad too. I remember this one girl, baby. She it goes down. It goes down at the job. She got with this guy, right? This happened years ago. She got with this guy at work. And I think I can't remember. Did she have a boyfriend? Honey, but I believe he had a wife. But anyway, she said, honey, my mama told me don't turn down nothing but my collar. She had homeboy on. When I tell you his nose was wide open, she had him buying her Tiffany bracelets, um, and everything else. Yes, but he was starting to stalk her. Okay, shoot, I guess he said, I'm buying you all this. You owe me something. They had to transfer him to another location. So yes, it can get ugly, and you do want to be careful with that. I remember somebody, another girl, she left her husband, or she wanted to divorce her husband. And the other guy that because this is how it goes. Like when you're sneaking around, and when you're playing around and nobody knows and you can get caught, it's fun, right? But when you actually leave your husband for these men, they be like, what, whoa. You got too much dip on your chip. You are doing too much. And so he wasn't like feeling her after that. He didn't want nothing to do with her. He was like, girl, you supposed to be somebody else's problem. So yes, I did see the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that's why when some people would be like, oh, you want to go to Chili's? Like, I had never been to Chili's. Like, Chili's was some place to go. But I guess that was his way of being like, trying to get with me. Like, when I would have some of them, I got this, I had one that was like, yeah, I got my timeshare, this condo. in such and such a place. You should come with me. And I'd be like, cause no. Cause some of them on my job, they would be dating different women and they'd have 2 and 3 women they were dating. I was not about to be somebody's notch on their belt and being talked about down to the job. That wasn't happening. So yeah, it did get crazy. You had women fighting other co-workers, hating each other. Oh yeah. Right, nature lover. Peach knows why she got banned for TikTok, but no, she will not tell the truth. Um, it would have to come out. I mean, like I think she tells the truth when she feels like it's gonna come out anyway, and she wants to put her own spin on it. That happened in Tampa. I thought it happened in Tampa, KN. I thought it did. She absolutely does. I think she's starting to learn she's not untouchable now. Because I'm sure when she woke up that morning and saw her TikTok was gone, I'm sure the whole house heard it. How you think it was going on at the McIntyre Underwood? What you think was going on? I bet you she was on fire. And she pressed it. Let me. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I'll make a new page. I'll make a new page. I'll make a new page. And she hurried up and made a new page. But I bet you she cried. I bet you she cried a million tears. I bet you she's still crying about losing that TikTok page. I bet you that. Thank you, Formerly Things. I hope you subscribe. Yeah, we have a good time over here. The money getters, we do our thing. We do not play. Okay. There was a story where a man found out his child with his ex-wife wasn't his, but he still had to pay child support. That happened with Arnold Schwarzenegger, honey. That maid that was working for him. Now, how come Maria Shriver, like, come on, you a smart woman. Like, you didn't see that little boy. You knew that boy looked just like your husband. That little boy looked just like Arnold. That little boy looked just like him. That husband was like, that's not my baby. I'm not going to pay child support. And she actually, no, that wasn't her husband, baby. And why you women do that? You know that don't be your man, baby, and you ask for child support. Come on now. Now, he might play along to get along while you guys are married. But as soon as you divorce and you come trying to get a coin from him, you know what's up. Like, why you even ask for money? Like, why you women do that, start asking for money, and you know that ain't his baby? What he would accept while he was still married to you and still sleeping you is different from what he's going to accept when he's divorcing you. Now, it takes a strong man to to claim a baby that ain't his, right? And it takes a strong man to pay child support knowing full well that's not his baby. But that's what happened with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Remember that? And his son name is David Banner or something like that. And he looked just like Arnold. Looked just like Arnold, spit him out. So I don't know why his mama tried to play that game. It does happen a lot, M3. It does, unfortunately, because people are flawed. People be doing stuff. People can't never be happy with who they're with and try to make that work. And people do be having a lot of work husbands and stuff like, wives pulling up on the job and the husband looking all guilty and mad, like, why are you here? What you want? Because he go to lunch every day with his work boo. Mm-hmm. Yep, in the jails, honey. And not only that, in the jails, they have the inmates be their work husbands. Couldn't be me. I would never. That wasn't me. I wasn't one of them ones. So start, y'all don't start going around talking about MMG was down to the job, sleeping with the inmates, because I didn't do that. Okay? Rich says he's excited for the pajama party. Rich helped us turn up last time. Rich, we can't wait to have you there. I'm excited too. I'm so excited. I'm super excited. I got to take naps and everything because I got to make sure that I can hang with Yo Yo. Because Yo Yo, Yo-Yo is like an energizer bunny. Don't sleep on Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo have 8-hour lives. Like, she do not care. And she could be having her little sippy sip, enjoying herself, laughing, having a good time. I got to be able to keep up with her. I want to see your dog too. I'm gonna go over to and see what she's talking about your dog. Rich says he keep his dog really. They take really good care of him. We love him so much. I want to go see your dog. I'm just going through the chat, guys. Bear with me. I want to make sure I get to as many of you as I can because I'll get to doing this. Yes, I am trying my best to stay focused. This is actually October 8th will be month 3, and when I first started my weight loss journey, KN, I was like, all right, this is gonna be hard. You're gonna have to give up the hot fries, the Reese cups, the Coca-Colas, the fried chicken, the fried fish, uh, the oxtails, the spaghetti, the ice cream, the chocolate chip cookies. The list went on and on. Um, but I also was made motivated mostly to improve my health. So I'm down a total of 35 pounds. The first 21 pounds came off like this. And then from July to August, I think the first month I lost 21 pounds. From August till September, I only lost 10 pounds, but that's right around what you should lose, about 2 pounds a week. And that first bit was like a lot of water weight, but it took me a long time to lose the next 4 pounds. It's like, because I've been eating more. I haven't been eating any of the junk food and fast food like I used to like to eat, but I have been eating a lot more. So there's that. But I got to do an update to let you guys know what's been going on. I did start working out again. So let's see if that jump started. And I had been eating a lot of frozen grapes. I've been eating goo gobs of frozen grapes. I think that's why I was holding on to the weight. I wasn't gaining weight, but I wasn't losing because grapes have a lot of sugar. And because they were frozen, I wasn't as thirsty. So I feel like I wasn't drinking as much water. Then I also wasn't sleeping enough. You got to sleep at least 7 to 8 hours to lose weight. You got to drink lots of water. And you got to be very disciplined about your diet. But I feel really good. I feel so much better. Today I worked out. Yesterday I worked out briefly, but today I worked out. And when I tell you, I killed it. I was sweating up a storm. When you sweat from working out, that's a different kind of sweat. That'd be some funky sweat because it's getting all the impurities out. But yeah, I feel good today. I feel really good. But yes, I'm definitely gonna keep it up. I said I was gonna lose 100 pounds, but I got, I'm almost there. I got about 65 more pounds to crack 100, but I need to lose another 15 on top of that to get my breasts reduced, because that's what I'm gonna be doing next. That's the only type of surgery I'm gonna have. So, and I'll be letting you guys know about that too. I don't care. I'll let you guys know because I feel like, somebody else who looks like me or who has been on a weight loss journey may have the same ambitions as to getting healthy and improving their health and all of that stuff. So thank you guys for your support. All of you who have been supporting me and cheering me on. It is so inspiring and motivating. What are you cooking, Rich? Thank you, Mama 3. I appreciate you. I love clothes shopping, but you know what? When I got so big, I was like, nothing fit right. It was like, I gotta lose weight. I got to lose weight because I love to shop. You guys know that. You know me. I stay shopping in Target. Oh, baby, let me tell you, they just dropped this new line by KBB. I'm going to do a quick short and let you guys see that, baby. And the sizing starts at, I think, 0 all the way to 4X. they did not come to play. I know a lot of you are saying you don't shop at Target anymore, but you need to. Because, honey, this line that they just dropped is by a African American designer, and all that DEI stuff. I know doggone well they was gonna get some black stuff back in there, but no. She dropped a line for Target last year, and so this is not a new designer. This is somebody that already has worked with Target. So all the Target girlies are excited about this new drop. It's drops on Saturday, Sunday, and they said that they expect it to be sold out like this. So I'm gonna do a short and let you guys see that what they have coming up in case you want to get that. Yeah, I saw that, Crystal. She's back to talking about food stamps. She loves to rage bait with that food stamp content. Like, girl, everybody gotta buy food. Like, if we don't eat, we gonna starve to death. Of course, people buy food if they don't get food stamps. Girl, like, what does she think? She's the only woman that makes money on YouTube? Peach, once they paid you, look, it's millions of content creators that make millions, make way more money than you do. And you're not the only content creator that went from project girl to po girl, because you ain't rich up here and you're not rich in money because you let all the money go through your hands. But the hustle don't start or end with you, Peach. You're not the only one that buys food and uses cash, girl. Stop it. Um, get with Yo Yo, Jazzy J. She'll tell you about the hype button situation. The race trainer, I don't know. She's not even selling the waist. Oh, you said the crap, the digital product about selling waist trainers. Well, I'm so sweaty. Uh, I look sweaty, rather. Um, M3 also. M3 don't play. M3 be walking every day with Jax. M3 do not play. M3 was on Mama 3. I call her M3. Mama 3, she's in the chat. Mama 3 was doing a live one day, and I think she went well over an hour just hitting that walking pad. I'm like, girl, you are not playing. I could barely do 10 minutes on my walking pad. And my walking pad actually broke. I used it a few times, and I put it in the garage, and when I brought it back out, it wasn't working. And I have like what they call it, a protection plan on it, so I got to call them and tell them to send me out a new one. Keep doing y'all thing and push through anything y'all have your heart set out on. I believe in y'all. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate that. People are protesting. I was wondering if people were going to start protesting uh, Disney for Jimmy Kimmel. They need to, because the whole point of the thing with Charlie Kirk is that people should have freedom of speech, and that like all this canceling stuff needs to stop. Like, you should, if you're not inciting violence, if you're not like I said, if you're not going out of your way to make racist statements and things like that, then people shouldn't cancel you. And then secondly, um, even if you did say that, you will have consequences for it. But people are going too far with the and all that different stuff. If you don't like it, turn your TV off or turn away, don't watch it. But getting so incensed by words, yes, words do hurt, and yes, words do matter. But honey, you can't. If somebody were to come on this chat right now and start talking mess to me, I'd probably have fun with them for a little bit and talk mess to them. But then I'm gonna block them if they get too irritating. You're not gonna change how I feel about me. I don't care what you think of me. Real talk. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay, guys, I gotta get off. I gotta go get my daughter, but let me answer y'all questions real quick. I wouldn't like my significant other with a work life. I want him to have the best day possible at work. M3. I want him to, feel as comfortable as possible at work because I want him to get his coins and bring them home to mama. Okay, I don't care what he do. For real, I be wanting. When I was married, my husband was like, "All right, I'm gonna get me somebody else. How you gonna feel about that?" I'm like, "Would it?" Oh, my plant. I'm like, would it mean that I don't have to talk to you as much? Like, if I don't have to talk to you, I don't care what you do. Entertainment you love. I used to have a best friend when I was younger that worked with me. We started dating, too much flirting. That was years ago before I met my husband. What's Rich Pete pajama party? Yeah, practice your Chris Brown because you have to keep the laters entertained. You like Brene and Tim? Did you catch my live I did about Brene and Tim? It's in my commentary playlist. I did do a little reacting to them. Brene and Tim is crazy though. The way like Brene is something else. I had a supervisor that was dating my married manager. We all believe he's her son's father that she had with her husband. Probably is. Nature lover probably is. You love Chili's? The Southwest egg rolls are so good. Chili's. I don't know, maybe I've been there too much, but I'll go to Chili's and I like their chips and salsa. Oh yeah, that's right. You guys said you were doing the that's right, you did say you were gonna do the dance battle. Who lost 1400, Crystal? Yep, get ready, Jazzy. Yep, be on Maury just like they. Look at his nose. Look at his nose. He got this daddy nose. Look at the line. Look at the hairline. Remember that? Those were so funny. I remember mom used to say, I wouldn't even go on Maury. I just tell everybody my baby daddy died. She said, ain't no way in hell if I knew I didn't know who my baby daddy was, I would go on Maury. But we know from years of watching Maury that these girls don't know who they be pregnant by. That's why you don't cheat. You don't cheat on your husband and you don't sleep with more than one man at a time because unlike men who can spread their seeds all over the place, first of all, you stuck with that baby, number one. And number two, if you get pregnant, you might not know who you pregnant by. No, that's one thing I do know for sure. I know who my kids belong to. That's one thing I do know. Okay? You're subscribed to me already? That's what's up, Flash formerly. I do miss that show. I used to watch it, but it did get a little ghetto. It did get a little ghetto. Especially when they run off the stage crying. Oh, that was so funny. You're not the father. Hi, DDTV. Thank you for tuning in. How are you doing today? He would say, that's okay, we're going to help you find a father. Then she'd bring another 3 people on there. I don't know if they was gaming the system or not just to get that free trip. Yes, we are going all out. I already got my party wings. I already got my chipotle, honey chipotle seasoning for my party wings. I got to get me some grapes, some fresh grapes, all the stuff. Because I'm going to be eating. I'm going to be snacking and eating and laughing at y'all. And all y'all, make sure y'all come. Y'all go, I mean, if you think we turn up now, we have fun. Me and the money getters, me and the streamers university crew, Yo, Richie, Jazzy, we have fun. They sure do, Yo. They hid your comment. They won't let me unhide it. But yes, a lot of them do. Oh, when you guys gonna do the 8 hour live? Shoot, we don't know how long the pajama jammy jam might go. Uh, and I asked you, Jazzy, if one of y'all wanted to do the after party. I didn't get a yes or a no. Y'all just ignored me. You doing another 24 hour, Rich? Break it up though, Rich. Do like a 12 and then another 12. We'll stop by. Richie did a 24 hour live before. He's dedicated. We are dedicated to this content creation stuff. Um, It took you 4 years to hit your goal, Can. I'm like, that's the thing. I'd be like, look, I don't know why I want to give up though, because I feel so good. Like, that was my main goal, to feel better, and I do feel better, and to walk better and to exercise. So, but sometimes, you do just want to be like, look, I'm tired of just eating clean. I want to eat junk food just cuz. And I really don't even want it. It's just that I'm so used to it. So, or maybe I just want to get to the point where I don't even care or think about it anymore. Let me answer a few more questions and I gotta go. Thanks for tuning in, Rich. I appreciate you. Let me see. So, who's going live next? I know one of you are going live. Yo Yo says she might do the after party depending on how she gets that night. You know what? The Cajun pasta would be okay if, they make the chicken right. Sometimes they don't make my chicken right. You're eating Chili's now, Yo Yo? Eat some for me. I haven't eaten anywhere out, like, at all. My kids always, can you take me to McDonald's? Like, leave me alone. I try to fast sometimes, but when I fast DDTV, like when I first started this, I was fasting for a few days, but then I started binging. If I fast too much, if I go too long without eating, then I be eating too much. Yeah, she gonna talk herself right back to the food stamp line, DDTV. You only been to Target one time? Listen, and I'm gonna let y'all go after this. Walmart did away with their DEI initiatives, Amazon, Facebook, everybody. Everybody had to, because it was a business decision. Trump was pulling their card, like, look, I won't let you do this if you don't do that. And it was a business move. It had nothing to do with them bending to Trump. If they didn't do it, then they were going to have all these sanctions and things against them. So they had no choice but to do that. And still, everybody shops everywhere else and don't even hold uh, their dollars from Walmart or anywhere else. And I'm not saying that you should, but I'm saying, why are you holding Target to a standard that nobody else has been held to? Nobody is going to stop using YouTube. No one is going to stop using their Amazon. No one is going to stop going to Walmart or these other places that also did the same thing. So why do you guys actually know why you're boycotting Target? And do you actually know that the other stores and other businesses have done the same thing? Going back to Target, I never stopped shopping at Target, and I won't unless Target actually does something real deal messed up. And like I said, this KBB line, that is a black designer. And she's been with Target even last year. This is not her first release with Target. So when you hurt Target, you're also hurting people like her. And her line is bananas. You do not want to miss out on this drop. I'm going to show you the shorts. I'm going to make a short of that when I get back. So you guys be on the lookout for that as well. And thank you guys for tuning in. I'm running late. I had a good time. I would have went longer. If you didn't already like and subscribe to my channel, please do so. Like I said, later. I'm coming back tonight. I'm coming back tonight. So yeah, get ready for that. I'm gonna make my rolls. We're about to turn up tonight to Cardi B's new album. She better bring it. So be ready to listen to the album. We're gonna do a listening party. We're gonna listen from beginning to end. You guys will have to have, maybe play it on your TV, maybe play it on another phone, your laptop, your tablet, because I will not be playing her album live. So we will go through each track, and I will give my reaction to it. We will all give our reactions to it, and we will have a good time. I'm gonna be ready for that. Her album drops at 9 Pacific time, 12 Eastern time. So if you want to tune in for that, make sure you do. I'm gonna also do a promo about it. But guys, I love you. Stay blessed, and remember to treat yourselves good and treat others well. It matters. Guys, stay prayed up. Bye.